Fate time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today I'm going to have a look at the Figma number 300 in gold. It's Archer Gilgamesh from Fate Grand Order, the king of all heroes. And for the king, of course they waited till 300. Of course they made like a special number, because what else are you going to give this guy? He rules everything. Just, especially like box window. We got a box window. I've never seen that, and well, I did not actually look at this beforehand. I just took him out of the box and I was like, oh, what's all in this? You have all the swords. Gate of Babylon. So without further ado, I want to have a look at this guy. Is that enough of an arrogant laugh? I don't know. I might not have hit it high enough, but this is Gilgamesh, boys, and there is so much detail in the armor, and I just gotta dive right in because there's a lot to cover here. You know, it's Figma. They have often figures that are so similar, and then they come out with something like this. There's just so much good stuff in it. He stands at almost 16 centimeters to the top of his head, like 15.8, 15.9. So that's almost 6.5 inches tall, a little shy of it, and yes. Overall, chock full with detail. First and foremost, gonna have a look at the face, the anime eyes, the just arrogant grin, and the black spot. Okay, thankfully that was not some black paint that was on it. But yeah, face sculpt is amazing. The hair sculpt, you have his golden earrings going on, and it's gonna give you a spin around. We have like the front hair and then the back hair. It's somewhat Super Saiyan. It's just, I don't know, kind of reminds me of that. We have the beads around his neck, and as we go down, golden armor, metallic golden paint job with the blue lines, really all throughout it, and it's very nice, very clean. Some more scriptures in the back, and then we got the joints, which are also in a nice color so they don't stick out too much. More scriptures in the back, blue lines, and his red robe, and then like his forearms also. I love this. Take a look at this. Wow. Very nice coloring, very shiny. I mean, he is the Holy Grail. He basically looks like a Holy Grail himself with all the stuff that's going on. And we're going down to... I don't really know what this is. Gotta look this up. But we got some more detail, more scriptures in the front part with his dick panel. And then the shoes, shin pads, more blue, more gold, and a nice red robe. This is soft plastic. Rest of it is hard plastic in the back, but you have all the joints. We already had a look at the joints, so finally gonna give you an overlook of the figure. Just spin him around a little bit so you can take it all in with all of it going on for Gilgamesh. So I just took him off the base real quick for the articulation, and I'm actually surprised how he stands very well. I just put him down, didn't put him in a pose or whatnot, but yeah, that's impressive. So overall articulation, first and foremost, we have the head on a ball hinge. That's a Figma classic, goes back, forward, and it does tilt side to side nicely. We have some more, probably a ball hinge for the entire neck, so you can rotate that around, get some nice jiggle motion. Let's see, forward and back, and there you go. It's not the greatest, but it's okay. And for the shoulder piece, this is like I'm saying with Figma, sometimes they do these things because you have this big shoulder pad covering up all the articulation. So you can do a little bit more of a wonky style. We still have the double ball combination, but there's a long pack in between, which works out fantastically. He goes forward a lot and goes to the back and up and off. That was not part of the test, but does go off. Let's see, can I slide that in there? Can I slide the shoulder pad in there so we get the arm up 45 degrees? Probably not, but take some playing around. I don't know if I can do it on camera right now. But basically, you have the double balls over here, and then you got the shoulder pad, which is completely connected via another joint, just kind of hanging on there, on the bicep. And yeah, you can spin that around. Since it's just packed in here, you can also rotate it around, got a bicep swivel. Completely floaty piece for his shoulder pad, basically. Articulation is not hindered by it, you still get 45 degrees. You have a simple flat ball hinge in there. and then the fist is on the ball pack, so you can bring that back and forth. Rotate it around. Did I rotate the head around? I don't think I did that. There was one review where I forgot it, and since then I was like, did I rotate the head around? But yeah, you can rotate the head around. Overall, torso articulation, you can spin it around. There's nothing in the chest, obviously, because that would just look wonky, so I can forgive that. It's always one of the things that people say, like, oh, well, they skipped out on this articulation. I don't mind it as long as the figure looks good. And we have a floaty piece down here over the crotch, so you cover up nicely for the articulation. It just wiggles around a little bit, but there you got that. Now getting down here to the entire rope part, this is where it really gets interesting. So you got ball hinges for all these small panels, so you can rotate those around left and right and bring them up in a certain angle. Though I'm honestly trying to be super careful with that because these are very small and soft, not really soft. Okay, like that's why I'm fearing it might break off. But there you got all the ball hinges. Then we go to the back. You have the big ball hinges, as you can tell, one in the middle. Rotate that around. And the side panels are connected to his rope. You have a little bit of a gap in the middle, which you're just supposed to clean that up with the middle gold part. But yeah, rotates up and down, and you can spin it around. Play around with it, get some cool battle poses. Then the legs, let me bring that back up. Let me move that back up. Soft plastic. There's no articulation in this piece, but just soft plastic. Then we got the legs, which are just on balls, so you can bring that out almost 45 degrees. It's still a bit blocked. Oh, and by the way, yeah, the way it's molded, you have this entire piece that goes around his crotch area. That rotates with it, so keep that in mind when you're posing him. You might want to have that angled so it looks good, but just, you know, keep that in mind that part will move around with the rest of it. So yeah, legs go, they're still blocked overall. Not the greatest range. I think there's like this entire crotch piece itself is really what blocks it. I think it is soft plastic. Let me see. Yeah, there's some soft material draped over it, but it's still pulling back as I try to move the leg, especially forward. I mean, it's still okay, but I've seen better. I've seen worse. But, can rotate it around on the ball. And then we got a simple hinge in the knee, got another floaty knee pads over there, same as with the elbow pads, and the foot goes forward, goes to the back, and it switches side to side. And you got a toe hinge, and let's see, I'm just looking if I didn't forget about anything. This is on pegged in, so you can rotate it down at the shin part, but yeah, that's about it. Pretty good. I mean, it's always an adventure, I think, looking at this and try to figure out what they did to make this entire design work. And they did. Accessories! And there's quite a bit to choose from. I don't even know where to start. Let's start off with the faces. First and foremost, we have two more faces. One kind of angry, really angry face. I mean, look at these eyes and look at the lines around the eyes and how small they are. This is fantastic. This is the stuff that I love about Figma, how they make such nice expression faces. And then we have just this annoyed face looking over to the side. Hands, we got golden hands and regular hands because as you can tell, there's a torso laying around. Can kind of have an alternate mode, but basically open hands, holding hands for his sword, for his sword of rupture, and just grabby hands and holding hands, and just a nice variety. Basically everything you need. We got one of my favorite accessories, the crossed arms. I love this. It's such a small thing, but you know, for a character who mostly just stands around with his arms crossed because he doesn't give a fuck about his opponent, that's exactly what we need. And then we got this entire torso piece, very nice muscle work, the paint job, the lines going down all throughout it. So yeah, this is your different Gilgamesh with a different hairstyle also. More like the Unlimited Blade Works one. But yeah, it is still Gilgamesh, just you can swap out his entire torso. And the articulation, I mean, it's the same stuff. You got the double ball joints, ball hinge, another ball hinge in the fist. Got neck articulation, you got the ball hinge in the head, and then you got torso articulation And no bicep swivel or whatnot. So we got that covered as well. And he comes with 2 fist hands, obviously. And then we got a real chain, which has a spear on it, kind of like a scorpion from Mortal Kombat. I don't know why it just came up with that, but anytime I see a spear and a chain, I just think of Scorpion. Very nice gold metallic paint job with the blue. Looks kind of rough around the edges here a little bit. This one is pre-owned, by the way. I haven't mentioned that because I haven't really felt the need. I don't see any blemishes. And then we got his lance, the Sword of Rupture. Well, I say it's called Sword of Rupture, but it's more like a lance, really, right? It has some rotation, but let's focus first on the scriptures that's going on the handle, and a blue detail on blue WD. Again, there's just random things that come up in my head right now. I'm sorry, ramble time. It's ramble time, but no. We got the black and the red in the front, swivels going all around it, and a little tip. And then finally you got the Figma back and your Figma base, and that will cover the accessories. And it's gonna bring me to the final thoughts. What do I think about this Figma 300 Gilgamesh? I mean, it's one of these videos. I can't really come up with a bad thing to say about this. It's Figma, and I like that they always do unique stuff for unique figures, and especially for like a big celebration of 300, that they do Gilgamesh and just pull out all the stops. So he looks great. I love the shiny metallic in his armor. No complaints there. The paint job is nice. It is clean. And really the most impressive part is always the articulation. How do you get all of this, especially the lower parts over here, how do you get that all to move and still make it look good? And I think they succeeded in that. So yeah. I mean, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Maybe one more face, but still he has 3 faces. Yeah, no, I have nothing. I have nothing. Recommended 100%. You get a Gilgamesh, you got a good chunk of accessories, and even like an alternate mode if you want, just like a sexy body and whatnot. You can do that. You can have that. You have options. The articulation is great, and I'm just gonna stop because I'm just gonna repeat myself over and over again. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever Gilgamesh wants.